You know you need to collect testimonials from your clients to really build that social proof and entice more people to want to work with you. But how do you go about actually asking for those testimonials without coming across all needy and desperate? And how do you make sure that the testimonials you collect are going to say what you actually want your potential clients to hear? Well, stay tuned because I'm going to cover all that and more in today's video so that you can build up a bank of raving testimonials that make it so much easier for your potential clients to say a big fat yes to working with you. If you're new to my channel, it is so awesome to have you here. My name is Melinda Kitto, and if you're after marketing and messaging tips to help you stand out online and sell your offers with ease, make sure that you subscribe and hit that bell to be notified when I upload a new video every single week. Tip number 1 here is to seize the opportunity. The best time to ask for testimonials is right in the moment when your client is the most excited. You don't have to wait until the end of your work together to collect their testimonial. You could be right in the middle of a coaching session together and they're sharing their excitement over a huge win. Why not simply say, hey, do you mind if I just hit record on this? And then just let them share their excitement over what they've just achieved. That kind of spontaneous feedback is so impactful because it really genuinely captures their excitement right in that moment. Now, make sure that you keep on watching because a little bit later in this video, I'm going to share some really powerful questions that you can ask to really draw out the type of testimonial that you're looking for. And those questions are perfect to use in this kind of scenario. You can also seize the opportunity by taking screenshots of great feedback that you receive online. Almost anytime somebody says something even remotely positive about working with me, I always make sure to just take a screenshot and ask them if they mind if I share it. Collecting this type of spontaneous feedback is so much easier than trying to get a testimonial after your work together is done. Once you finish working together, it's simply not a high priority for your client to send through their testimonial. So it's the kind of thing that is really easy to just drift off the bottom of their to-do list. Which brings me to my second tip, which is to make it as easy as possible for them to give you that testimonial. When you ask your clients to give you a testimonial, they can sometimes feel a bit of pressure to really do your work justice. And that desire to get it right is another reason for that task to really drift to the bottom of their to-do list. And that desire doesn't always result in the kind of testimonial that is actually useful for you. Sometimes you'll end up with testimonials that might sound lovely, but in reality are kind of empty. For example, I'll often have clients say really lovely things about me. They might say I'm really funny, or I'm really caring, or I'm really smart. Oh my gosh, that sounds like I'm totally just trying to toot my own horn there. Well, maybe just a little bit. And whilst that is so nice to hear and it always makes me feel amazing, that isn't necessarily the kind of testimonial that is going to help a potential client to decide if I'm the right coach for them. A potential client is not as interested in how funny or caring or smart you are as they are interested in the results that you are going to help them achieve. So you've got to make it really easy for your clients to give you what you need when it comes to the testimonial. Tell them exactly what you want them to include. And you can use the questions that I'm about to share in just a second to help you do that. But here's 2 more ways that make it as easy as possible for your clients to give you that amazing testimonial. My favorite way to collect testimonials is to ask that client to do an interview with me. And this is so effective on so many levels. First, because it's an interview, we actually have to book in a time to do it. And that way it's done and dusted and it's not going to slip off the end of their to-do list. I'll simply say something along the lines of, hey, I would love to interview you to ask about your experience with this program. It should only take 15 minutes or so. So if you're up for it, would you be able to do it on this date or this date? And I'll give them 2 times to choose from. That way, it just makes it so easy for them to just pick a date and lock it in. Now, secondly, if I'm using this kind of interview style to collect the testimonial, then I have the opportunity to ask more questions to really pull out the kind of answers that I'm looking for. Because a lot of the time, people can be really vague in their answers. So they might say something like, oh yeah, I got amazing results. But if I'm right there on the spot, I can prompt them with further questions. So I could say, well, tell us about it. What happened? What kind of results did you get? How many clients did you sign? I can tease out more specific answers that are actually going to build the kind of testimonial that is really useful to me. So that interview style really allows me to drill down and get to the good stuff. And third, knowing it's an interview style really takes the pressure off my clients. They know that I'm the one who's going to be leading that interview and guiding them with what questions I need them to answer. So really, all they have to do is just show up and share. I usually like to send them the questions ahead of time so that they have a little bit of time to think about how they might like to respond. But again, I'm right there on the spot if I need to dig further into the answers that they give me. Once you have that interview recorded, you can edit it down if you need to. You can take a transcript of the key parts of that interview if you want to turn them into a written testimonial. Or you can do what I did in this video right here and actually compile multiple interviews with different clients to create a really powerful promo video for your program. Let me know in the comments if you love the idea of this interview style testimonial, because seriously, they are so powerful and easy to do both for you and your clients. If for any reason you're not keen on that interview style, or perhaps if your clients aren't really keen to jump on video, here's a second approach for you that again makes it super easy for them to give you the kind of testimonial you want. You can use the questions I'm about to share with you to create a little bit of a template so that your client simply has to fill in the blanks. Here's an example of how that might look. Before working with Mel, I was ... And this is where you would ask them to share their struggles or describe what their life looked like before you worked together. During our work together, she really helped me to realize ... And this is where you get them to share their biggest breakthrough. Since then, I've been able to ... And this is where you'd want them to share their specific results. And then we're going to wrap this up by saying, working with Mel has been ... And this is where they would share their overall experience. And if anyone is considering working with her, I'd say ... And this is where you'd ask them to share what they would tell people about working with you. If you have that template prepared, you can just simply send it through to them, or you can make it even easier for them by actually suggesting what you'd love to hear in certain sections. So I might send that template through to a client, but in those little blank sections, I might just give them little notes, something along the lines of, hey, I'd love it if you mentioned that time where you signed 3 clients in 1 week. You want to give them hints, right? Because trust me, they will be so grateful that you are making this process easier for them, and you might actually prompt them to include something that they might have forgotten otherwise. Now, before we get to the questions that you should ask in the testimonial, let's look at how you should actually ask for it in the first place. Well, my tip here is just ask. Seriously, you don't need to overcomplicate this part. If you've built up a really great relationship with this client and they have enjoyed the experience of working with you, they're going to want to give you that testimonial. But here's a couple of examples of how you can actually ask the question. If this is after like a one-off coaching session or maybe a freebie, you could simply say something like, has this been valuable to you? And hopefully, of course, they'll say yes. And you can reply, awesome, I'm so glad to hear that. If you wouldn't mind, it would mean the world to me if you could leave me a review on my page. I can send you the link right now if you like. When you're wrapping up a coaching program together, you could say, I have loved working with you so much, and really just seeing how you've transformed over the past 3 months has been so amazing. I think your story could really inspire other people who are still stuck on the fence about diving into this work. Would you be open to doing a quick interview with me to share your experience? Or if you want to share a simple screenshot of someone saying something nice about you, I simply say something like, that is so sweet of you to say. Hey, do you mind if I share this? Simple, right? Trust me, if your clients have enjoyed working with you, they will be more than happy to express their gratitude by sharing a glowing review. Okay, I have teased you enough. Let's get to those powerful questions that you can ask to really make sure that you are collecting amazing testimonials that showcase why people would want to work with you. You can use all of these questions, or you might want to pick and choose the ones that are going to give you the kind of testimonial you really want. Question 1. Tell me what your life looked like before you started working with me. Now, this is a really powerful question to ask because we want your potential clients to be able to see themselves in this testimonial. We want them to be able to think, wow, it sounds like that person was exactly where I am right now. Maybe this actually is possible for me. Question 2, what were you worried, scared, or nervous about before you made the decision to join? And what was it that helped you to decide that this was the right program for you? Hearing their own fears reflected in this client and hearing what it was that tipped them over the edge and made them decide to join can really help your potential clients to make the same kind of decision for themselves. Question 3, how did you find the process itself? This can help to allay your potential clients' fears or concerns about how the whole process is going to work. Question 4, what were some of your biggest aha moments that really shifted your perspective? Now, I like this question mostly for my own feedback so that I really know what elements of my work made the biggest difference for this client. Question 5, and this has got to be my favorite. What specific results have you been able to achieve? And here you really want to ask them to be as specific as possible. If they say, I made more money in my business, great. How much? How many clients? How quickly were you able to do that? Get specific details. I feel so much happier. Awesome. Can you give me an example? What does that look like for you? Question 6. What would you say to anyone who's considering joining the program? This is a direct call out to the people who are reading this testimonial to inspire them to take action. And finally, you want to leave some room for them to add any additional comments that they might have. There's often so much gold that comes out of those final comments. That's usually where people really express their heartfelt gratitude, and they're usually the comments that really make my heart want to just burst. If you start to incorporate some of these tips, not only will you be able to collect more testimonials, but you'll be collecting the kind of testimonials that aren't just kind of fluffy, lovely statements, but the kind of comments that are going to compel your potential clients to take action and really take the leap and sign up with you. And since we're talking about asking the question, permit me to demonstrate. If this video has been helpful for you, make sure that you hit that like button and leave me a comment to let me know what has been your biggest takeaway. Your feedback and comments genuinely go such a long way, not just for me, but for all of your favorite creators out there, because it really lets us know that you appreciate all the work that goes into creating this free content, and it always encourages us to keep going. So if you want to see more videos just like this one, make sure that you leave me a comment and let me know what topics you'd love me to cover. And if you want more marketing and messaging tips to help you stand out online and sell your offers with ease, make sure that you check out these videos right here, and you can also click right here to subscribe. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Oh, didn't realize I was recording. Whoops. Shaman. Screenshots of Shaman. Right here to subscribe. I don't know why I put on that voice.